Hey, it's Spain with Role Playing Public Radio. We're playing Heart, the City Beneath, but not for RPPR Descending Derelictus, the campaign. This is an RPPR Patreon game. We have 3 patrons of the RPPR Patreon here today to play Delvers, looking into, they're in some trouble, and they need to get out of the trouble. So I'll explain what the situation is, but let's introduce our cast of the 3 Delvers. First off, we have Squirrel, who is playing Gethin Bayan. Tell us a bit about Gethin.
Gethin is a human mercenary, a hound, or at least he presents himself as one. His actual background is less clear, and his training is less clear. What is clear is he likes to fight and he likes to drink.
Great. They're always useful in a dangerous dungeon crawl environment. And then next up we have Adaptive, and your character's name, I believe, is Celeste Martel.
Yeah, Celeste Martel. I'm a adventurous deep apiarist, which is a B order wizard.
Mm-hmm. A person made of bees, at least partially, at this point.
Yep.
Chose to get some bee implants.
Those bees rule, man.
Those bees rule. They're very cool. And then finally we have Scribblykins, who is playing Lud Borovac. Yes.
Who is a penitent of the Mysian Knights, and his order is special in that they take on outsiders more easily and use them as cannon fodder. And the evidence of his failings in the city beneath are the dead and dying forests rotting from within. So let's get into that later.
Yeah, but they at least gave you a nice suit of armor.
Yeah.
So, you're well protected, cannon fodder.
It's definitely
at least.
not like found junk that surprisingly works. It's like,
Yeah?
Definitely not.
So yeah, the 3 of you hired on as you have your own reasons for entering the heart and exploring it, whether you've been forced, whether you're a penitent, or something else entirely. Adventure. So yeah, here we go.
Told to.
But one thing that is for certain, you still need coin to live and eat in Derelictus, and that means work. And the caravan that needed warm bodies to guard it was leaving from Derelictus all the way to. Let's see here. What's a good tier 1? Saunderwood, the community of temples. That was your destination. But things obviously went awry. But before we get into that, did any of you know each other before you signed on for this job? The job, when the game begins, you've been traveling at least for 3 days, so you at least had 3 days to talk, to get to know these people. I guess I'll go back to Gethin. Gethin, did you know Celeste or Lud before this?
I didn't know them beforehand, but the real reason I'm here is that my masters have some sort of interest in Celeste. I don't know why, I'm just supposed to keep an eye.
Okay. Very interesting. So, have you been trying to talk to Celeste? Or you just been watching Celeste from a distance?
Just doing my job and just watching from a distance. Being distant as a fighter, but not really.
Okay.
I'll be trying not to be obvious.
Try not to be off.
I want to talk with Quinn.
Okay. With Lud, you mean?
Squirrel's character.
Gethin.
Gethin, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I want to talk with Gethin because he's a hound, so he's seen all kinds of adventures and murdered bad people, and that's the kind of shit that Celeste wants to be doing.
Oh, okay.
So I'm fangirling about with him and asking, what kind of monsters he's killed or horrible bandits he's, Yeah, I want to know his adventures because I want to be an adventurer.
Okay. All right. So, how do you respond to that, Gafford?
very obvious, like, almost caught a fish this big type stories.
Oh, okay.
Background, I found the badge, and I like that people treat me like a hound.
All right, yeah, you're totally a hound, and yeah, okay, I like that. And so Celeste, do you know Lud at all?
Not really. I interacted. I guess like I met up with them. So like I was like they're not as like immediate. I don't know. I mean like their armor seems a bit. They have that stare that I'm not into as much. 'Cause it's, I can't. I need someone.
When they don't
to,
seem happy to be on an adventure for some
they don't
reason.
seem happy or enjoying themselves. So.
Okay. All right. So, Lud, how do you think of your other two primary guards for this caravan? It's not a very large caravan, but yeah.
They're here with me. They're supposed to be capable, and I have no further feelings beyond that because I've just met them. Really,
Okay.
according to their own admission, I'm a recent acquaintance. So it's just like, yeah, that Gethin guy likes to drink a lot, like
Okay.
a surprising amount for somebody who's supposed to be skilled in the underground here.
Okay.
And the other girl is way too cheerful to be down here.
Way too cheerful. All right. The caravan is really just a couple of pack animals and about 4 merchants tending to them. For just carrying various goods to Saunderwood, which is a haunt of. It's some massive temple that has been become sort of its own pantheon of other religions. So it's mostly pretty peaceful. Kind of tiresome people, actually. They you go there, they'll let you in, but they'll talk your ear off about theology. Is your understanding of it? I'll let you decide if any of you have been there before or not. But the actually, before the main inciting event does, you do, let's see, we'll say, Lud, you notice at first, something is following the caravan, something animalistic, something on 4 legs. You can see as you're walking through a deep canyon ravine, something is trailing behind you, a 4-legged being of some kind. You can sort of hear, you're sort of at the back of the caravan, and yeah, how do you respond?
I'll flag down the supposed skilled person here. Gethin, I think there's a heart's blood beast or something following us.
Oh, I'd definitely join Ed because I was right next to Gethin.
Okay. All right.
I want to kill that monster.
All right. Well, it is sort of lurking at the periphery. So you'll either need to like goad it into attacking you, or circle around it and trying to sneak up on it, or you could just charge it. But it's not in. It's you can all kind of sort of hear it. Trying to be stealthy, not doing a super great job of it.
Is it within bee swarm range?
It is definitely outside of bee swarm range. You can't see it right now. It is hiding behind cover. The canyon's very echoey, so its scrabbly little claw marks are definitely echoing and help. Yeah.
What's the domain it's Warren?
Right now you're in a desolate area. It is a rocky canyon ravine. You're in the middle, like you're in the ravine. So it is a pretty wide ravine, so you do have room to maneuver around it. Try and go around the side to sneak up on it. But you can charge it up front, or you could try and goad it into attacking you, or throw out something to lure it in. Yeah, there's any number of ways to deal with this.
Are we the only guards with this caravan?
Yes, you're the only 3 guards for it. The other 4 merchants are all armed, but they hired you so that you would, deal with this. Like, they don't want to like risk their lives in combat unless it's absolutely necessary. Hence, you 3. But yeah.
Oh, all right, Lud, you stick with the caravan. Celeste, come with me. Can I use hunt to kind of like reverse track it, like draw it out into a good spot where we would have to jump on it?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So this will be a standard hunt plus desolate thing. So just roll the number of d10s on the dice rolling channel. Do you have the desolate domain?
I don't have the desolate domain, but
Okay.
So is that 1d10 or 2?
That is 2d10. Yeah, you get one. Just you can try any skill even if you don't have it trained.
One for the attempt, one for skill, another for skill, and another for domain, and then another for mastery.
So that's your help.
Sure, I'll
fine with
help
2.
as an assist, I guess.
Okay.
So that'll be 3.
A 3d10 then?
Yeah, 3d10. All right, with a 9, you see one. You realize you can circle behind it, and then if a loud noise from behind will cause it to like jump forward into ranged, like so you can get a shot off on it, or you can cut a bit of food and turn your backs on it and just wait for it to grab the food. So which approach do you want to do?
Oh, well, I definitely want to try to take a shot, so I'll go for that one.
Okay, so you circle around it.
He's the expert.
Yeah. So Deep Pierce, you stay in your place. Gethin goes out to the side, circles around it, then throws a rock behind its position. The beast shoots forward, startled by the loud sound. Let's see here. Deep Pierce, you have he's in range of your bees, so you can make a ranged kill attack with your bees.
Kill a cult to use bees.
Okay.
Bees.
Magic
Which is
bees.
that's just a 2d10. 7.
Okay.
The highest.
All right. So I believe that will be. Your bees are extra hungry today, so they take some bites out of you. I'm gonna have that as echo stress, and that'll just be 1 echo stress.
Just a little bit nibbly.
They're just a little bit nibbly. So let me make notes. So 10 is 1 echo stress, unless you have echo protection.
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and inflict stress on the. It is a Heart's Blood beast, and for those who are unfamiliar, Heart's Blood beasts are, well, just we'll say this is like a dog with shark-like rows of teeth that undulate and spasm. So yeah, just a weird fleshy. Yeah, it used to be a dog. Don't eat the flesh of the heart. Is the lesson.
Well, they could also just be
whopping
figments of nightmare imaginations that are given life by hard flesh.
Or both.
Yeah. So, Lud, as this is happening, you're closer to the caravan. Go ahead and give me a discern plus desolate check.
I do not have desolate, so that's simply a 1d10. 1d10. And a 1! That's a critical failure.
All right. Well, the other 2 Heart's Blood beasts that were much sneakier than their kin jump out and attack the caravan at either side. So you're definitely hit by one. Then they go after one of the merchants. The other one does. So how much stress do they do? Teeth and claws do a d6. But your arm, they scrabble at you, but your 2 points of blood protection protect you from the teeth and claws of the shark mouth dog.
Rusty metal don't taste too good.
It does not taste too good, it turns out. So, we're just into combat now. We'll start with Gethin. You have a, I forgot, do you have a bow or a ranged weapon?
The Grand Rifle.
Okay, well, he's definitely Beast 1, which is the one the Celeste attacked, is definitely in range of your rifle. So you can definitely take a shot at them. If you... All right.
A 5.
All right. Let's see here. A 5. I'll believe this will be supply stress. Yeah. Yep.
I don't remember what that.
Yeah. They're expensive bullets. So let's see if that triggers anything.
I think that's like
if
it's like if you get a success or miss or something like that. You also
Yeah.
get additional.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, that's expensive, but I'm trying to see where it's yeah, expensive. Anyways, let's see here. And then next up, we can have Celeste. You can make another attack. You have wounded it. You have stung it.
Yeah. Zap it with magic bees, so still 2d10 if we kill a cult. 6.
All right. That'll definitely afflict it. But this time it is charging you, so this is going to be blood stress on you. Yeah, because you pissed it off, so you can go and roll your damage, and it is going to bite into you for 2 blood stress. Let's see here.
I got it for 2.
Okay, and yeah, you take 2 blood stress. You're fine. You're cut into it. You're in combat as the shark dog bites at your leg.
Ow.
Yeah.
My bees.
It's your bees. My bees.
I had a hot
Not the bees.
Not the bees. All right. So, Lud, the other merchants are all focused on the third dog. They are
Screaming at me to do things while I'm getting chewed on.
Yes, that is exactly it. So, you can lash out at the dog that is gnawing on your armor right now.
Yeah, I'll seize out my pneumatic chainsaw and lash out with the kill D8 brutal. What does brutal mean?
Roll an additional damage die and take the highest.
Okay, so for the damage die.
Yeah,
of course,
for the damage
I think I'm only rolling a 1d10 for this because it's kill. No, it's 2d10 because of kill.
Yes, you do have the
Take the highest, and also brutal stacks if you have things that.
Well, hey.
Well, that's a critical success.
All right. So
that upscales the die to 10.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
And I'll roll 2 of those or 1. Oh wait, count.
You roll because it's brutal. You roll 2d10.
2 and take the highest.
Yeah.
It's another 2d10, and that is 9.
All right. You slay the creature. You can describe it however you want. Otherwise, it is fairly gruesome.
It is filleted sideways through its mouth. And my weapon is loud, so I believe that's a fortune thing when I roll the high.
Yeah, when you inflict stress with it and roll the maximum amount of stress.
When I inflict... Oh, it's a stress. It's not just a 2-hit roll.
Yeah. And you roll the maximum amount. I guess it's a D8, right?
It's a D6 to fortune, but if you rolled a 10, that would inflict stress to fortune.
But I didn't. I rolled a 9.
You did not. You narrowly avoid that. The best of both worlds. Very good. All right.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Let's see here. So moving on back to round 3. The creature, the shark dog biting at Celeste is covered in welts at this point, but it is ferociously grabbed onto your leg and is shaking its head. Gethin, you can fire into melee if you want, but that will be risky, obviously, because you're firing into melee. Now you can grab a rock and just inflict D4 stress in a hand-to-hand attack, charging. Basically kicking the dog. You can always inflict D4 stress.
Oh no! I'm gonna run up and be like, "All right, All right, I'll go and do my stare down move.
Okay, yeah. So stare down is a hound special ability that lets you inflict, I believe, D6. Yeah. So go ahead and make your first. See if it works.
On 8.
All right. Go ahead and roll D6.
1.
It does weaken its resolve. If you rolled anything other than a 1, it would have surrendered. Unfortunately, it is really convinced of its success.
Now I'll tap it one more time.
Yep.
With bees. And yeah, 2d6.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, that did it.
All right, that you cannot. It has 1 stress left, so it will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I turned it into a crystal statue and then like kicked it off the ravine.
Well, you're at the bottom. You're at the bottom of the ravine. You're going through the valley.
Okay.
Essentially.
There's not a cliff or anything.
So you just kick it.
No. Yeah, you just kick it. So yeah, and then finally, Lud, you can attack the third dog if you want. Well, you probably should. Your employers really want you to.
Yeah, they keep screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, I fail.
Okay. So the dog. You do actually help your employers by getting the dog to focus on you, and so it again bites onto your armor and does nothing. So
They seem to be having an allergic reaction to all of this rust.
Mm-hmm. So, but between all of you and the 4 merchants all working together, the dog doesn't really stand a chance. It is quickly skewered by the spears of the merchants, the bees of Celeste, and Gethin's deadly stare down. The dog is demoralized and then killed. This was a Heart's Blood beast. They are a variety of shapes and sizes and varying lethality. These must have been pretty hungry to attack such a large group, but such is the way of the heart. So yeah.
Can I try to roll men to repair some of my blood stress?
Sure.
Okay, so I have the men skill, so that'll just be a 2d10.
Mm-hmm.
Which I failed.
All right.
So yeah, we have much more stress to do.
Well, this will actually just be 2 supplies. But you waste a lot of supplies. Yep.
You keep trying to, like, you need to wrap the bandage. No, don't stuff the band.
Let's see here. And so, yep. And so you will take supplies fallout. And so you basically waste a lot of supplies. And let's take a look at what that would be. Broken.
Doesn't help that I'm drinking some of your rubbing alcohol.
Let's see here. Let's see here. I will say used up. You cannot use any healing items you own.
I don't have any, but
okay. Oh, yeah. If you don't, all right. Well, then never mind. That doesn't really make sense. I thought you had the healing mend item.
No, I was just trying to do a D4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say.
You shouldn't do that to yourself.
Yeah, debtor, you are in debt to the merchants now, as you ask for bandages, and they loan them to you at a price. You have to replace yours. This job is already a wash unless you can scavenge some things. I will allow. Let's see if the Heart's Blood beasts are worth anything. Actually,
Maybe. I think the answer is there.
often meat and fur. Yeah. So, Gethin, if you make a successful hunt check, you can scavenge some resources of meat and fur. All right. So there's three of them. So that's 3d6 of meat and fur. So each of you can get one resource. That would be.
That I turned into a crystal statue.
Okay, actually, yeah, you're right. That's two. So that would probably be a wild resource. Yeah, wild and actually, yeah, Warren. Yeah. So so that was the highlight of the caravan up to this point. Was that attack from the Heartsblood's Beast. But you start to pass by a river on your way to Sonderwood, and in the distance you can see mist rolling over the waters and coming towards the party. The merchants don't seem to care, but that's kind of the last memory all of you have clearly. And the next thing you all clearly remember is waking up somewhere in a ruined building, like a brick building, well, like like stonework, and with like a stone house, but like we would have had a wooden roof, but the wooden roof has clearly been rotted or burned away years ago. It's a ruined structure. Only half of the walls are standing, and you're all have pounding migraine headaches. Your equipment's all there. In the distance, nearby, you can hear a scraping sound, and you can hear a person humming. And I'll give everybody one memory unique to them about what happened between those two between those 2 points in time. And so it could be basically what happened immediately after your memory on the riverbank. It could be in between, or it could be right before you woke up. So So Gethin, what do you want to remember? What happened to me? Yeah,
I want to out of context in between one.
in the middle. Okay. So in the middle. So what you remember is briefly waking up and you're on a boat, and some like a long boat, but someone is rowing, and you feel like there are other bodies next to you, and you're kind of like dimly paralyzed. You can't move. You can just hear a person humming the same tune that you hear now. So that's what you remember. Celeste, do you want the what do you want?
I'll say the most recent memory. So the one that happened just before we
woke up. So you woke up earlier than the others, but you had this sort of weird paralysis, and what you hear is a voice coming from the next room, and it's like family dinner time. We're all back at time. What a great time for the family. We're all here.
Oh, so I actually have a thing that I could use for this. So I have mini eyes, so if I stand still and close my eyes, I can see through my bees.
Okay.
So I could use my bees to look at the...
You see a large man in the next room. The next room is a kitchen that is clearly better maintained than the rest of this ruined structure. There's actually like a tent over the gaps in the roof to keep out the elements to a degree, and he is chopping up vegetables and making a stew of some kind. In the distance, you can see a long table set up with many chairs, and the merchants are all at various chairs on this long table, and they are all seemingly unconscious. Your head is throbbing to really analyze their state too closely. So they're unconscious. They seem to be unconscious. They're kind of. It seems like they're still breathing.
Is there any meat present
in
the kitchen?
There is.
Okay, so maybe he's not going to cook them the stew, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll try to like watching him as long as I can.
Yeah. And so, Lud, what you remember is, as the mist was rolling in, something stirred in the water of the river. Something very large. You remember seeing a silhouetted shape in the fog rise up several stories tall. And then it just, you hear this sound of exhaling. And this forceful cone of vapor sort of washes over the group. Everyone is sort of like confused, but you all start choking and coughing, and your heads get dizzy. So that's what you remember, Lud. And then all three of you sort of wake up, and you realize you can move your limbs, and you're not tied down, and you still have your equipment.
Where did the beast go? Where are we? Who saved us?
Hung over like that since I was but a nursing babe.
Someone's preparing dinner.
Good. I'm starving.
No, I mean,
But we were beset by this big foul thing that rose from the river.
oh,
Did you not?
I don't remember that.
It breathed out a gust of air. We all choked. Don't you remember?
No.
What's
I
for
think
dinner?
so.
Oh, well, I suppose that makes sense. I did have the helmet on, and you guys were out pretty quickly.
So you can all hear footsteps approaching your room, as a very large man, this is the man who was cooking in the next room, comes over and says, brothers and sister, I'm so glad you could come back to the family home for the feast, the holidays. It is so good to see family again. I know these your guest room is a bit meager right now. I wasn't really expecting you all to show up, but we will make do as Mother and I always do. Oh, it is so good to see you. I'm making a stew. If you want to sit down at the table, you can regale me with stories of your travels.
What ancestry is he?
He's human.
Okay, I'm Drow, so probably not maybe by marriage, but I'm pretty sure. I have no idea who this person is.
Yeah, none of you have met this person before. That is one thing all of you are very clear on. This is a total stranger. Yeah.
But what is going on? Were you the fellow who saved us? What happened to the beast?
The beast? What are you talking about? You must have had a nightmare, brother.
Well, where are the other members of our caravan?
Oh, your cousins are over at the table. They're waiting dinner.
Well, I suppose we
Okay.
should join them. Wait,
Yes.
so are you related? You're the Bane family?
Oh, brother, you've always been a joker. I'm Belcor.
Oh, Belcourt, yes. Can I get something to drink?
Oh, of course. We have, of course, well water, but I have a nice vintage breathing right now. A claret, if you give me a moment. Go sit down at the table. I'll bring it to you.
All right. I'll start making my way over to the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'll go out and catch some fresh air.
I think I will do something. I think I'll also catch some fresh air.
Okay.
Yes.
Stretch
Do
the
join
muscles.
me.
I've been asleep for so long.
Oh, yes. You must have had a long journey. So Belcor goes over and starts pouring a glass of wine for Gethin. As Gethin sits down at the table, the four merchants, they seem to be in a pretty drugged state. As you guess, they have been tied. Their hands and chest have been tied to their chairs, and their heads are kind of lolling around a bit, or the one is snoring and drooling. But Belker has set out plates for them. So Gethin will get to talk to Belcor for a second. But Celeste and Lud, you both step out. you see another hallway, leading out, and you stand in the courtyard. You realize this building must have been a mansion of some kind. This is an inner courtyard. So there is a dead tree in the middle of it. It used to be a garden of some kind. But yeah, you're surrounded by ruins. The air is damp and cool and humid. You don't think you've traveled far from the riverbank. Wherever you are, it's the same kind of environment, same kind of smell. You can smell, the river in the distance. So yeah.
We're
All
on
right.
grounds.
That
is there
is-
any light source for the tree?
There is not. There are some lanterns and candles lit up sporadically throughout this place. But yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is. Yeah.
I'd like to. So I have one of my equipment is a dimensional barometer. But
Mhm.
I'd like to use it to. Could I use it with like a discern occult roll to like judge? Are we still on the same tier of the heart as we were before?
Sure.
Or have we descended further than we were supposed to? Or
Yeah, that's fair. Go ahead and go and roll discern plus occult, and the discern checks and things like that to figure out information do not cause stress if you fail or get a partial or get a success with a cost, because it's just
that's an 8.
okay. You are still on the tier 1. You are still in the same. Yeah.
So it's at least
We-
nothing.
we
Is
have
things
that-
aren't going to get weird. There's a limit to how weird things will get, I guess.
Except for.
So
but-
there's
yeah.
4 tiers, and the more they increase, the more weird it gets. Tier 4 you don't come back from. Tier 3 is pretty fucking weird. Basically, anything's on the table for what can be down there.
Yeah.
Anyway, Celeste does the check and sees that Lud has tried to start the conversation several times, but he keeps stopping and glancing at the dead tree. So I'll call in a minor beta, witness to firsthand the tragic extent of your failings.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the cause of the dead or dying forests rotting from within. So whatever thriving place was here, its downfall was involved in his sin, in his failing. If I can make that call.
What was your failing? What did you fail to do?
Lud killed a nature god accidentally.
Yeah.
It had repercussions, shall we say?
You've heard of the heart pulling in buildings and structures and other places from the surface down into it. This must be one of them. And yeah, the dead tree is certainly a reminder of your personal failings. So yeah, you can go ahead and take that story beat, and because it's a one shot, you can take one of your minor abilities now. Yeah. At the end of the session, you would be able to pick new story beats. So, but yeah, in a campaign. But yeah.
So do I roll anything, mine,
No, you just
something?
get it.
Because I'm
No.
You just get
confronted
it.
with. Yeah, okay.
No, you
I
just
was-
role play it. You just
Yep.
you just kind of stare into it, I imagine.
Yeah, Celeste is noticing that this is kind of throwing him a lot. There's just one dead tree. And I'll pick well-traveled and wild.
Okay. So yeah, let me look at that ability just so I know what it does.
It's just giving me access to one more domain.
Okay. What domain? For the wild domain, is that it?
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you have memories now of traveling into the wild, and you realize this might be useful. This is a manor that would be in the countryside. This is the style of manor, and so there might be the grounds of yeah. So you think you have an idea of this place's layout now, at least a little bit, perhaps. But meanwhile, Gethin, is talking to Belcor as Belcor hands him a nice glass of wine. Squirrel, are you there?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So it's like, my brother, it is so good to see you. When was the last time we met? I can't even remember now. I've, of course, running a household, because mother's too ill, as you know, has been a challenge for me. So I've hear little news of the outside world.
Yes, yeah, brother. Wait, so if you're not with the Bane family, oh no, are you with the father of all bats? Has he sent word? Do I have orders?
Oh, I've not heard anything.
Oh, good. So, well then let us drink.
Yes, let us drink to family.
Family, yes.
Yes. Yes, tell me. I noticed some the scent of blood on you as you all arrived. Did you? I imagine the ravening monsters out there were at had to fight them off. I imagine.
Nipping at our heels, but nothing we couldn't handle. You don't have to deal with anything trying to make its way into this estate.
Oh no, it is quite safe and secure here. Like we grow enough food. The land provides quite a bit. You could, if you wanted to stay here a while, it would be quite fine. We have more than enough to provide for you all. But this is a haven, a sanctuary from the outside world. None would bother us here.
And we is just you and mother here?
Oh, there's some servants, of course, but you wouldn't need to worry about them. No, the only family is mother, of course. Everyone else is always our family is just cursed with wanderlust, but I have been cured of it, and I think a good stay here would cure you of your wanderlust too, and would be good for your soul.
Sure. Can I look around, like, discern or anything to try to figure
Sure.
out what the hell is going on here?
Sure. Discern plus cursed or wild would work pretty well.
So I'm rolling 1d6.
Okay. Yeah. There's no penalty for failing to. Yeah. All right.
That seems okay.
Yeah.
Okay to me.
Seems okay to you. Well, yeah, you know what you know. So you can keep talking to the guy, or you can just keep him. I will say this for free. It's pretty easy to keep him calm by indulging in indulging in this family talk. He is, but he is a very large man. There's several knives strapped to his belt. He looks like he is someone who has been through quite a bit. Yeah.
Okay, then, given that I thought it would be the fighting skill that came in handy here, let's turn to the other one. I whip out my bottle of rot gut liquor. Let's see if I can put him under.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. So you have endure then? Is that it?
No, I'm just gonna.
Okay. All right. Well,
Get back in there soon.
okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and roll endure then. Plus either. Actually, you know what? I'll allow Haven for this domain too. So you can actually roll 2 dice. Well, let's see how good the initial drinking contest goes.
Must be my
Yeah.
mastery brew.
Well, that's when you drink to relieve mind stress. And you don't have any right now, but you do roll an 8. So yeah, you get you're getting the better of Belcor, but he staggers. I say, I cannot drink anymore. You win, brother. You have done. I have lost my ability to drink. There's not. I have not. I must admit, I don't drink much these days. It's no fun to drink alone.
Retire. Go check on mother. I'll clean up down here.
Well, no, we have dinner's almost ready. I will bring out stew presently. So he staggers off to the kitchen when Celeste and Lud come back in. So yeah, you three can talk.
Constitutional.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're
Yes,
still
Welcome
in
back.
the
You
tier.
should
We're
present
still
for
in the tier 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We are still in the city beneath. No, in the early levels, down towards the heart.
Well, good.
Mhm.
So locked
Did
on
you
in just a
get
moment.
anything from our rather peculiar savior?
It's just Belcor and his mom here, and I haven't met her yet.
Gracious host.
Mm-hmm.
I suspect this place has been taken from the above. It happens on occasion, I understand.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
normal.
But this fellow might have suffered and been dragged in and just been here, and I suppose that it may have done some damage to his psyche.
You're saying we're in the spire?
No, we're not in the spire. We're definitely
beneath.
still in the heart.
We're not too far from the river. I think I could smell
Mm-hmm.
the wetness in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So, how am I related to this guy?
I don't
No,
think you are
he's
related
insane.
to him. Yeah, I think he is not well.
Oh,
So at this point, he comes back in, carrying a tray full of bowls of stew. He hands them out to you all, and then following him is a tall, gaunt humanoid figure wearing a white mask. The mask has like a plain kind of face on it, and it also carries another tray of stew.
Is it
And
an
it
elf
it is humanoid, but it is just like this masked. It is dressed in servant's clothing, like aristocratic servant clothing, and it has a mask on. And it puts on, and it starts serving and spoon feeding the unconscious merchants.
It's not an Alfir or a Drow. They don't have the ears or ears poking out.
It's wearing a hood around it, so you can't see the ears.
Could I roll discern and occult to maybe know what this mask is?
Okay, sure, yeah.
I do not have discern, so that's just. But the domain works.
Yeah, I would allow that. It is definitely an occult
Like
kind
there's-
of critter.
Mystical about it.
That's a 9.
You believe that creature to be undead, sort of a puppeted, bound to the house. Whatever power, you realize there must be some power, some machination of the heart at work, and it is empowering this creature to serve Belcor's whims. But Belcor must see it as a human servant. He sees nothing unusual, or is acting as though. So, yeah.
Is Belcor seated back with us?
Yes, he sits down at the head of the table. Mother, of course, is unwell. I will take her food. We must prepare a special dinner for her later. You need not worry about that. If you wish to see Mother, I can arrange that. But that is obviously does not need. She needs her rest anyways. It would be. I must prepare her first. It takes some time. Yes. Please all eat. He begins eating, the stew, which has, potatoes, carrots, some kind of meat in it. It smells vaguely spiced. Yeah. Yeah. So, do all of you sit and have dinner? I'll just go around. So, let's see, Gethin, how do you, how are your table manners?
I mean, I definitely eat, but I'm not exactly clean or proper about it.
Okay, so you're pretty at ease. You're just like no different than if you were at a tavern somewhere.
I'm pretty drunk, and I still don't fully understand what's going on. And this guy's a human, and calling me brother, and I think I'm just hungover.
Okay, fair enough. Lud, what about you? Do you take off your helmet so you can eat?
Uh, I'll take another dessert if I can.
Okay.
Can I recognize what kind of meat this is? Because there are certain types of meats that you really don't want to eat down here.
That would be hunt plus wild.
Well, I only have wild now, but I'll take that.
Okay.
And that's a 9 again.
It appears to be actually rabbit.
Rabbit?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the fare seems safe, so I'll sit down and take off my helmet and kind of question like what is even going on here, like in the sense like this is really weird.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But it's a free meal, so
Yeah.
and it seems safe.
Celeste. Yeah. Belcor has not reacted at all to your bees, which is very unusual.
I mean,
Yeah.
We've pegged him. He's insane.
Okay.
Or he's just
We
an
think.
opera, and it's
the
just rude
Deep
to say
Apiarists
something
are a
about
pretty
these.
normal faction down in the heart. They're not that unusual.
So-
Not that they're a constant presence, I mean, not that they're normal people, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would like to. I want to try to make myself the light of the dinner, the center of the dinner, as I regale Belcor with my adventurous exploits.
Okay. Are you just making shit up or embellishing things that actually happened to
I
you?
mean, of course, it's embellishing things. I haven't done that much. I killed like a mutated dog. And, I probably got into a bar fight or something. And I guess there's a time where I got my my beehive.
Mhm.
That was pretty nice. And yeah, so I'm going to roll, I guess, compel to try to regale him and
Okay.
try to
Yeah.
make this seem kind of normal.
All right. So everyone's playing along. Belcor is quite happy.
9.
He is very very enthusiastic. Very loves your stories.
That's all I beat is charm someone with tales of your exploits.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. Mm-hmm. You get that story beat.
So also because of my core rule, whenever I make a new a minor advance, I refresh d6.
Okay. So go ahead and roll that d6. Let's see. What do you have right now?
I have a total of 3, which I just refreshed everything.
Okay. Very
And
good.
give me a bit to look at over my mind.
Okay. So yeah. So dinner goes on along. Celeste dominates the conversation by telling stories that she makes up or embellishes. But Belcor isn't a very attentive host. Very happy to hear the stories, and he only refers to you as brother and sister. He never he see one thing all of you realize, he doesn't seem to know your names. He only refers to you as brother or as sister, and yeah. If you want to let dinner go, it will just be a pleasant dinner for whatever you can call pleasant in this place. As time goes on, you see a few other of these masked servants appear.
There's something else I'd also like to try to do, but
Okay, go ahead.
so I have intoxicant, which means that once per session, if I talk to someone for 5 minutes or more, I can convince them to revert to their basest impulses, driven solely by lust, hunger, or need for shelter, whichever they desire most right now. So I think I'm going to do that for Belcor.
Okay.
He's just going to like revert to fighter, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, so you trigger that. The pheromones, the bees buzz by, spraying him with pheromones secretly, and he gets quiet towards the end of the dinner, and he talks a little bit about himself. Just running the household has been very busy, but the servants are no company, of course. They're servants, and mother is sick so often I can scarcely talk to her. It's very good that you've come by, because I've been so lonely for so long. I've begun to wonder if I was the only one left alive in the world. But I can't. I don't know if I could ever bear that pain again. Would rather die. No, kill than suffer that again. But you're here, so we don't have to worry about that. Yeah.
I picked thrice warded, so I +2 echo protection.
Okay. Very good.
Have you ever considered moving?
Well, I can't, of course. Someone has to care for Mother, and her care regimen is very complex. I couldn't entrust it to the servants.
Are you certain?
Dead certain. If you are you learned in medicine, brother?
No, I did not take those.
Perhaps, sister, you know a little.
Yes, I know.
Perhaps, you can come up with a better care regimen for Mother. Yes. In which case, perhaps I could be freed from the household a bit. If yes. But that not obviously you've just arrived. You still need to rest. I will arrange for you to view Mother soon, so you can deal with that. Yes. Yes. But there's no rush, of course. You're all here. We're all family together again. It is quite good to see you all. But dinner is over. Our cousins are very sleepy. They're very soft people. These are cousins, of course. The servants must take them to bed, and I'm sure you all. I piled you in the guest room. I apologize. You each have your own choice of rooms that are available. Feel free to pick any of down the west wing there. Any of the rooms. Mother is in her chamber, of course. You remember where that is.
Yes. Well, it's been I've been out traveling for so long. I mean, I told you about all those monsters I've killed, of course.
Yes. Well, I will show you, Mother. Tomorrow I can arrange for that. But you just stay in the West Wing for tonight. The manor might if your memories of the manor are dim. There are a couple spots that you may not want to visit. There are some creaky floorboards, and some things have been falling into disrepair. I'd hate for you to get injured bumping around in the dark. I will. I must attend to the cousins and make sure they get to bed properly. They were very agitated. Obviously their business has made them very irritable. And made them very tired. But perhaps tomorrow they'll be in a better mood.
I'll help you tuck them in then.
No. That's for the servants and I. You're the guest. Here, please. He points to a hallway across from you. Any of the rooms down that hall can be yours for the night. Yes, but he gets up and he and the servants start untying the merchants and carrying them off one at a time to a separate wing opposite you. He seems to he's distracted, but the kitchen seems to be the only way. You can go down the west wing and look at the rooms there and see what's going on there. You can make a compel check to try to convince him to help you, but that would be compel. So, compel plus wild or cursed. So, to convince him to let you help him do that. So,
I could try.
Yeah.
But
okay.
First of all, I'll lean into the others and say, the servants are undead. Manifestations of the heart. I think he's cursed.
Or he's a necromancer or something.
Is that unusual for rich people?
No. I mean, have you met the elf here? They're big into a lot of that occult magic. That's
anyway. I'll charge after. Run after Belko, and see no, brother. It's been so long since we conversed together. How's the local area been? You must tell me of what's happened in the region, and basically get him to talk about well, the wilderness surrounding his estate.
Okay.
As a like, I'm with him. I'm accompanying him. I'm seeing what's happening to the merchants.
Okay. Go ahead and roll compel. Plus cursed, if you have either of those.
I have wild.
All right. Okay. I did say wild earlier, so yeah.
So
2d10.
8. I think that's
Okay. Yeah,
straight.
that is a straight success. So he gets a bit nervous. You can tell he doesn't. He is on shakier ground as you press him, but he is trying to fulfill his role. And so he makes small talk to you and feigns a lot of ignorance of the outside world because he's been so busy. But you can see, you can help him carry the merchants into rooms in a separate hallway. And these are rooms that are barred from the outside. They are locking each merchant into a prison cell, essentially. And he's making a lot of small talk to distract from that fact. But yes, he says, I must insist you must get your rest, brother. You have had a long trip, and I can see you are still tired from the journey. Tomorrow we will talk more. But I must confess I am a bit tired too, having indulged in a bit of drinking with our other brother, of course.
Very well. As long as I've now that I've seen to the cousins, I'll go find
Okay.
brother and sister and tuck in for the night.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so he leaves. Belkor goes down a separate hallway and disappears. The servant start clearing the kitchen. They take their time. They're going to be in the kitchen area and dining room area for a while. So if you want to explore beyond the West Wing, you'll have to make some kind of check. You can climb out a window. Each of the rooms of the West Wing, by the way, are actually the roofs are mostly intact. In fact, entirely intact. But there are windows leading out. There are dusty and musty beds and moth-eating spreads, but there's a bit of comfort there. Each room has a small candle, and that is lit. So yeah, you would actually, for a haunted place in the heart, there's actually pretty good digs.
Are there any stern painted portraits of family members or tap?
There actually are. Unfortunately, all the faces are covered in moss or mold, or seem to be scratched out, or covered in soot of some kind. It's impossible to make out. The people in very fine, aristocratic but very old clothing, but the faces are unreadable.
Well, at least the eyes won't follow us around, I guess.
Yeah.
Did we come across a library or a study at any point?
There was a lounge with some books in it, a smoking room, essentially, with a fireplace. It's the only one with a fireplace in this hallway, so yeah. Most of the rooms are just bedrooms, guest rooms.
Okay.
So
knowing that that's what my masters tend to go for, at some point I will, while Belcor was distracted with Lud, I will excuse myself to one of those rooms, and in the back of my hair, my very long hair that is very dark, I kind of pull out a parasitic bat thing and let it look around, and that's kind of the very painful connection I have to my master. See if
Okay.
there's anything they have an interest in this service.
all right, so yeah, so you're trying to get one of your story beats, I guess.
Just see if they want me to do anything here, yeah.
All right, so the bat has been feeding on you for a bit, so that is going to be 3 blood stress. And
Fortune for now.
okay, so that's going to be fortune. And let's see if you get some fortune fallout. Let's see here. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, they are very interested in learning what the secret of this place is. They want you to they're interested in. You still need to get to Saunderwood. Your mission is in Saunderwood, but this is potentially very this is very intriguing to them. The find out the secret. They suspect it is Mother, whatever Mother is, but they do not know for sure. But I am, while you're all thinking about your next bit, I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to get some more water. So,
I think it would make sense for Celeste to have another, like, Gethin did a thing, I did a thing.
Yeah, I have an idea. Basically, I want to try to see if there are any ghosts.
And then we do a powwow where Lud tells you about the merchants. He's trapping in the merchants. Let's leave. Let's
I think it's also.
break them out
I think it might
now.
also be worth checking where the merchants pack animals and supplies are.
Yeah, that's true.
I think
that is a relevant point. Like, we have to recover the merchants' possessions as well if we want to be paid.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What about checking in on Mother
tomorrow? So, oh boy.
I mean, I was trying to think. Like, is there any? Do we want to control the approach with Mother? Do we want to say that we have a message for her or something?
We don't even. I mean, like, we don't even really have a great idea of like what Mother might even be, other than
she's somewhere here.
Yeah, or he's doing like Norman Bates thing, where it's just like a corpse or a ghost or something that he's tending.
This is the heart. I doubt it's like just a corpse.
Ghosts are real. Ghosts are real. They exist in the heart.
I mean, like a corpse that doesn't talk or walk. I doubt it's that.
Yeah,
or
it could be, I don't know, something that he treats his mother. It could be the idol to an unknown god. It could be a massive flesh and tumors that he calls Mother. Who knows?
Have you heard about our great mother Shabdigara?
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Isn't that the Moon Mother? Like literally in this setting, there's a divinity that's very fecund.
Yeah, the Drow Moon Goddess, the damn now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At any rate, Lud and Gethin have had their moments here. Celeste should have one too.
Yeah, so I want to. I'd like to use my little hive tool knife to cut out a couple of little parts of the portraits. I would also like to take a bottle from, like, an empty bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And with a little bit of ink, I'd like to write yes and no on the pieces of the portrait. And then I go to my room. Put the yes and no on either side. Take the bottle, blow over it so that it creates that little tone.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any spirits in this in the presence of this home? And I lay the bottle down so that it's on the side and it's pointing straight up. And basically, I want to do a discern occult roll to detect if there are any ghosts. And if there are ghosts, the bottle turns to yes. If there aren't ghosts, the bottle turns to no.
Okay. I bet like the whoo sound that you started producing is still reverberating somehow, echoing.
Yes, it definitely.
Okay.
So yeah, does that make sense?
Yes, it does. So go ahead and roll discern plus occult.
All right, 3d8. 9.
No. Whatever this is, it is a corporeal entity of some kind. It is not an incorporeal spirit. There are no incorporeal spirits in this area.
Well, that's at least it narrows down the list of what's here. I just sigh then. I'm like, okay, well. Yeah, and I guess that's my action.
Okay. All right. All three of you going to sleep in your bedrooms, or are you going to be sneaking?
Like, get into the same room and do watch.
Okay.
Lud is coming back to the others.
Okay.
Let's go into that room and let's have a chat, shall we?
Okay.
they've locked in the merchants. So I suppose he said he'd go off to sleep and probably chat with his mother. If we wanted to escape, we could try to do so now, rather than deal with this.
Merchants here.
No, I mean break them out, find the gear, and leave.
Okay.
Before this comes to a very tiresome, troublesome end. Sometimes it's not worth it to pursue things to the
Well, I mean, if
logical
he's kidnapping people, then it's just going to be another group of, then another group is going to get trapped into his clutches, and we can't guarantee that they're going to be as capable as we are in getting them out.
We don't know what this mother is, whether that's related to the beast that knocked us all out. That's the problem.
Well, I think we need more information, and I suddenly find myself with some new skills. So why don't we use this time to check? I think we should learn a little bit more about this mother.
Yeah.
Is this your opinion as a hound?
Yes.
All right.
Just be glad Lod doesn't have discern.
Yeah.
All you need to be a hound is just have the badge, really.
Yeah.
It's possessed.
I also have a fancy coat, I say, pointing at my coat.
Possessed by the spirit of the hounds. You just need that badge.
Just
That's
need that
all you
badge.
So what do we do? Do we investigate now while it's night? The servants are going to be up no matter what. They're undead puppets of some kind.
Well,
Yeah, by the way, corporeal undead, the servants don't count as ghosts. Because, yeah. So, all of you can see two ways easily. I mean, you can think of other ways, but, I will tell you, a single sneak check will get past the servants. But you can also make a delve check to do a little, Assassin's Creed style parkour by climbing out a window onto the roof. Well, there are bits of the roof left, so you'd be jumping from rooftop to rooftop, and then climbing back down. So you can go above or around the servants, or you can just kill them quickly and hope they don't cause an alarm. They do seem to be pretty slow, and they don't make much noise on their own, so you're not sure they could even call for help. So those are three options that are presented to you right now. It's up to you. So what are you thinking?
I can delve.
So can I.
Okay.
I was gonna take my minor beat to take sneak, but I could take the delve instead.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can run.
Yeah.
Should we all roll separate delves now, or should we help?
Oh yeah. Everyone rolls separately because consequences. Because you can spread out and go to different areas at the same time. Or if you all bunch up, then I would allow one person to roll with assistance from one other, and then one person can just freeload from that result. So, yeah. So if you want to split, do you want to split up? Or do you want to stay together? I guess that's
But you
the first
guys
thing.
could delve and I could sneak, and that way we could split up.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll, and let's see how you do again by the cards
Yeah, so
or servants.
So Celeste, if we're taking our roll first, do you have what would this domain be?
Yeah.
Would it
cursed
be
or wild?
desolate?
Yeah, cursed or wild. I would allow Haven as well, actually.
Haven? Okay, cool.
I don't have. I just have delve. I don't have any.
I do have delve and wild now, so
Okay, so I can assist you then.
yeah, then I'll roll 4d10.
All right. Nice.
Yeah.
And 7.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. Lud and Celeste do quite well with that 9. So they are leaping agilely from the bits of the ruined roof to the other. Yeah.
Lud is basically acting as a stepladder for Celeste, and then Celeste is throwing him a rope and helping him scale up.
Gethin, you managed to get around the servants, but it is nail-bitingly tense as you have to duck under the kitchen, the dining room table at points, while the servants look around. They almost heard you, and so that takes 1d4 mind stress as you are sweating bullets, quite a bit actually.
He's doing the horror game while we're just Assassin's Creed.
Or he's playing thief.
Yeah.
Like, sounds like he's just playing
And that will hit it exactly. You have 10 total stress. Actually, yeah. You have a lot of stress and everything. So.
1d4? No, well, I should have because I had the 1 protection for mine.
Okay, so it's 3, but still, you have 4 blood stress, 3 fortune, and 3 supplies.
No,
so
it's not 3. I don't have any of the blood because remember I took the fortune instead of the blood.
Oh, that's right. Well, didn't you take it earlier from the fight?
No, I never.
Okay.
I would just stand it off to the side, staring at the thing and shooting at it.
Okay.
So you're rolling against total stress, not.
Yeah. Total.
Always roll against
For
total
mine,
stress.
I have 4 plus.
Yeah, I got that wrong in the campaign.
It's always total stress. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
otherwise it's way easier.
Yeah.
For my record, I have 7 now total. 3 fortune and 1 supply.
Well, I have 3 supplies, 3 fortune, and now 3 mind.
Oh.
Yeah. So, let's see here. So that would be 9 stress, but you roll 10, so you're fine.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, so it is nail-bitingly tense, but you are fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Like Darkest Dungeon, you also need to manage stress in this game.
Yep. So you have you don't need. I'm not going to make multiple checks to get around the manor. This gives you free run of the manor essentially. Now, none of you tailed. This is after Belcar went to wherever he went, so you don't know. It's a big manor. You can now see it is a sprawling country estate manor. There are outside. You can see there is like part of a dying forest, and with weaves swept by the wind. But you can tell you're all on an island, and you don't get a full the sense of it. But like, you must be in that river. The island must be out in the fog of that river. So you get a sense of the road. There is a road leading from the front door of the manor out into the fog. You're guessing to the dock of the river. You can't quite see it from where you are because again, fog and dark. But you can follow that road pretty easily. So you know where the merchants are. You can get to them easily. There's 4 wings of the manor, 1 for each direction. You're in the west. The merchants were in the east. The north is leading to where the kitchen, dining room, and the front door are. So that only leaves the south wing. That is, you have no idea what's in there. Where do you want to go? All 3 of you can communicate with each other through hand gestures. You can kind of see each other through the holes and keep track and like go, point in directions. So
I can have my bees like assemble into shapes.
Yeah, exactly.
Personally, I have 2 goals. One is to find a bottle of liquor. The second is, can I use hunt to kind of figure out what the most tread, assuming that Mother is going to be a common destination, what the most common tread path is?
Okay, yeah. I'll give you that for free because you have the hunt skill. You don't have to roll for that, and that is definitely to the south, the unexplored wing. The wing, you have no idea what's in there. It's definitely that direction. So you have to go there and then probably make a discern check another hunt check to figure out exactly what room in there. But to filch a bottle of liquor, that will require a stealth check, a separate stealth check, because that is getting out from cover and grabbing something without making a sound. So that's a little more difficult than what you're doing right now. So if you want to do that, go ahead and roll. But obviously, if you fail, you will draw notice. But you don't. You succeed. So you grab a bottle of liquor. Good job. So
I use that with the liquid courage to help reduce my stress.
oh yeah,
Mind stress or fallout.
yeah. So you can. I'll say that's a D6 resource, and then you can. Well, you can roll. Well, I just rolled for you, so yeah, you can. Yeah, yeah.
Because
You just
higher, one dice size higher. Because
Okay. Well, it was a D4. Now I rolled a D6. So yeah. You got it all out. Yeah. Good job.
Drunkenness saving the day again.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
whenever you repair mind stress, it's usually like party.
yeah. So you can go to the east to rescue the merchants. You can go north to go to the docks, and south is where Belcor went, and where Mother is probably.
I'll 1,000-yard stare out over the forest and then look to Celeste and say, well, we don't know where that big beast is or how to stop it from just knocking us unconscious again.
Right.
But we can
well,
free
it's
the
probably in
merchants.
the water somewhere.
Well, we're on an island. That's the problem.
Do we know if? Well, do we? It's a big beast. Is it possible that it is also the island?
It is definitely does not look like. I mean, it looks like rock and dirt. I mean, you can make you could go out into the grounds of the forest and like jam your something into it 4 or 5 feet or dig a couple of feet, but you don't get that vibe from it.
Yeah, I don't get that
tentacle
vibe
turtle
from it.
monsters all the way down.
Yeah.
That's further down the heart.
Yeah. Well, I mean, more or less. I say go south, because that's the unknown quantity. We need to figure out what's there.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose the merchants are safe enough where they are right now.
Yeah.
Yep, we
Yeah,
definitely agree.
Literally locked in.
Okay. So the south wing, there are numerous rooms here, like any of the wings. It does get a bit of a different vibe. It's not nearly as homey. It's better maintained too. The roofs is almost entirely intact in all of these areas. You can only there's only small holes for you to communicate with each other. Well, you have the bees too, so you're really relying on the bees now a lot to communicate with Gethin, and vice versa. So you'll have to climb in through windows to get back down. More than anywhere else. So Gethin's very vital to provide. So Gethin, give me a hunt plus cursed or wild to figure out what's interesting about here. Well, which specific room Belcor went to.
Okay, not Haven on this one.
No, yeah, Haven would still count. Sorry, yeah.
Okay. Ooh. Nope.
All right, because it was a discern check, it was just trying to figure something out. You don't take any stress or anything for it. But yeah, you have no fucking idea.
Oh, that hit a little bit harder than I thought.
Yep. Yeah, weirdly enough.
Drunken thief swaying around.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, those are my tracks.
Yeah. So yeah, who would have thought? Drinking a lot right before you investigate a mystery would have side effects. You're just gonna have to try rooms or bring your buddies in down to the ground level to investigate. Or you two from the roofs can try, but this would be risky because you're looking through small holes and stuff like that.
well, I if I stay still, I can see through my bees.
Okay. All right. But there are closed doors that they can't really get through. They're actually well sealed doors. It's okay. You could so Celeste can make a discern check without the penalty because of the bees. So discern plus cursed or wild or haven.
So just discern. So just 2
this is
dice.
a pretty funny thing, but we are on a roof, right? And that roof was said to be wooden.
Yeah.
And I have inch-long train screws. Can I just screw some holes for the bees to fly through?
Well, there are some open windows for the bees to get in, but you could do that so you could look down into particular rooms.
I failed.
Yeah, you can't figure out which of these rooms Belcor is in. There are 6 rooms in particular that are well sealed, and the roofs on these rooms are intact, so you can't look in through the roof. Now, you can lean over the side and see if the windows are open, but you can't, that would be a delve check to check out through, to lean in, hang over the side and look in the windows.
I mean,
That would still be a risky check.
No, that would be a standard, but it would be a delve check, so you would take stress if you get a 7 or less. Yeah.
I mean, Lod can lean over. And
Okay.
that would be like delve plus.
You'd be
wild
risking
skill.
fortune if you for these delve checks because you're pushing your luck. You're leaning over the side and looking in through the window.
I'd like
and
to
like,
assist them,
Okay.
tie a rope around so that I can, they're not leaning over and gonna fall off.
all right.
That is
So,
God. Maybe take off some of the armor. Jesus.
so-
Yeah, exactly.
so-
Got. Yeah.
Look, it's been welded on. I haven't removed it since I got it. Well, parts of it, anyway.
Have you been able to go to the bathroom?
Yes, with difficulty.
All right.
So a 6.
All right, 6. So you're both gonna take D4 fortune stress. Yep.
So it goes.
But you do figure it out. It's only 1 for both of you, so
Didn't
yeah,
push it
it's
that
not-
hard.
nope. Let's see, Celeste and Lud. All right, so I'll just roll 1d12 twice.
I'll be the second.
Yep.
Oh, you can do that. Well,
Yeah,
Nice.
that's why being very nice.
Push our luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, usually
Yeah.
he's like murder bloodthirsty when I run part.
Yeah. No, and he has been for descending Derelictus, but yeah, you guys got off light. So you realize this one room in particular, you can see through a window. The window has shutters on it, but you push on them and they're not locked, so you can look in and you can see that the one room at the end of this hall on the south wing actually leads over the side to a cliff overlooking the river, and the river is a very wide river at this point. Yeah, you kind of realize that this room that Belcor entered has stairs leading down to an half enclosed bay on the other side of the island. He is going down to a pool of water, a very large pool of water, and you can hear his voice echoing up from that. Yeah, so yeah, you can climb off the building and lean over the side to look down and see what Belcor is doing down those stairs. But do you have a visual image of it? Basically, you go in the room, and then at the end of the room, there's a door leading outside to stairs leading down into a half-enclosed bay of water.
What's the room's purpose itself? Like,
there are
bedroom or
it's like more like a
bedroom.
no. This room in particular is more like a mud room. There's like hangers for cloaks and coats. There's a bench. There's also weird instruments and tools on the side that you can't quite seem to be for occult or arcane purposes. Yeah, there is a bench. There is a drawer in there that is closed. So yeah. Yeah, it's more like a mud room, a room, to get water and mud off your boots before you go inside the house proper. All of you can go down. You can sort of look at now when Gethin tries that. Gethin, are you going to try the door to that room?
I mean, I guess we're giving hand signals. Do you guys want me to?
I say at least try it.
All right.
All right, it is unlocked. You can go in. You do see that the drawer is locked, though. There is a lock on it, or there's a keyhole in it.
Could I get down there and maybe have a bee look inside it?
It is too dark for the bee to see anything.
Could I? I'd like to roll. Can I roll discern occult to try to figure out what the purpose of these arcane implements might be?
Sure.
Couldn't we just light a light and have the bee see a bit more?
It's a closed drawer. There's no way to get light in without opening it up.
I mean, there's a keyhole that the bee is flying through.
Yeah, that wouldn't light up enough for the bee to really figure it out.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, 10.
Okay. These are instruments used in rituals to commune, bind, and call to the heart itself.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's a heart cultist, I ask, as you presumably inform us of this.
I mean, look, people have been living in the heart for as long as the heart's existed. That's just normal. Like, you know, we don't know what he's calling to. It could be. I mean, it's the heart. Possibilities are endless. But
I hope it's not a god.
Or an angel. It could be an angel. That'd be. Really,
I hope it's not that either. Really.
I'm not. You know, I'm not confident. I know I've been doing a confidence thing here. I'm not confident to take down an angel yet. Not yet.
I hope that entire thing was done in increasingly complex hand signals.
No. At this point,
Yeah.
we're descending.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
I don't want to fight an angel is just so commonly said in our language. It's just
They are really fucking scary in art. They're so fucking scary. They're like the hardest creatures
Yeah.
in the game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna throw a heart at starting characters
As I
or an
said,
angel. Yeah.
Wait, wasn't
and
this a
they're
one
basically
shot?
just like if the heart like the whatever the consciousness is that the heart wants to do something like in a way that's not obvious, it just makes a thing called an angel and then has it do it.
Yeah.
Well, I read
yeah.
the critical consequence could be that you turn into an angel because
Yes, that is true.
So yeah, what do you guys want to do? You've all kind of teamed up in this mud room, leading down to a bay on the other side of the island.
So,
Yeah.
given that he's going down to water, where I saw this big humongous thing come out and breathe gas at us, I think he's down there to commune with Mother, and that Mother is this thing, and that we are in trouble.
Yeah.
So do we need to stop him, or do we need to stop Mother, or both?
Depends
I mean, it's also
entirely on
possible
what
that he's
Mother
it's possible
is.
that he's also bound Mother, and so Mother might be happy to be let go. I think we need to go down and see what he's doing down there at the water. Honestly.
So sneak up.
Yeah.
Well, if
Okay.
I get in there and I start shooting, am I shooting at him?
Yes.
Or am I shooting at it?
So anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
We may not want to antagonize this thing, whatever it is, until we know whether
Well, it's
he's
also
controlling
it
it
also-
or it's
hopefully
controlling
we can,
him.
or hopefully we can run on dry land far enough that it.
Yeah, so the bay is a bit like this, and basically like there's stairs leading down to like this kind of terrain, but the wall, the cliffside is more steep, so it's only really approachable from the stairs without like climbing down a sheer cliff. Not like sheer, but it's not a straight line, but like it's pretty rugged.
Does he have a lantern out that we can see him?
If you peer over the side, yeah. But yeah, if you want to peer down, that would be a stealth check. If you're getting on those stairs, it's going to be a stealth check.
I assume it's
I
the
don't have
Stygian
some.
version of this photo and not like...
Yeah, it's not a tropical paradise.
landscape.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's all dark because we're underground.
Yeah.
Gethin is really the only one who has any hope of sneaking up on him, I think.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
Okay. So for the viewers, actually, I could just switch to that. I think. Let's see here. Wonder if I can just open that up. See if that changed the view. Nope. All right. Just open up a separate window. Okay.
It looks like that. Gethin is just moving here. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, man. You got food, rabbits, stew.
Yeah.
We're underground. It's really important to say that.
There we go. It looks like that.
Little cove.
Yeah, but it is very. Imagine the bloodborne version of this cove.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Or...
Yeah, there's bioluminescence. Yeah, let's make it creepier. There's little weird bioluminescent organisms or fungi or lichen growing along the cliff walls. Yeah.
Strange shapes moving in the water. What are they?
Yeah. So Gethin, go and give me. Did you make that stealth check?
Not yet. Oh.
Okay.
What would be the name of that?
At this point, I will ask: does Haven still apply? Because now it's a little.
Not. You're out of the manor now, so okay. Yeah, you're definitely outside. So it's definitely not that.
I'm in the wrong channel. A 10.
Oh, very good. You can see Belcor at the bottom of the stairs leading down. He is communicating. There is what appears to be like an old, tall woman in fine dress just floating over the water. But because with your 10, you realize there's actually a mass. The water is lighter. There's more bioluminescent light all around the water's edge. And what you realize is the old woman is actually attached to some mass, a tentacle, if you will. Like the top of her back is connected to a tentacle leading down into the water, into a larger shape beneath the water's surface. So, you cannot hear what they are saying, but
must resist meta knowledge. Must resist meta knowledge.
Yeah. They seem to be communicating with each other. So with your 10, you got that piece of information. I'll let you figure out one thing else or do one additional thing because you got a critical success.
Okay. Does it look? Can I communicate that back to them? All of this.
Yes. You can sneak back and tell them and go back to where you were.
Okay. Then I guess that's how I'll use the critical to convey the rest of the information and gather orders. Like, should I shoot it? Question mark.
Yeah.
I don't think you will be capable of shooting it. Sounds like it's a big.
Yeah, I could shoot it from here.
Yeah.
Shoot the lady.
Yeah. I assume it's like the light on an anglerfish.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be accurate.
Discern occult. Does this sound like an entity that I may have heard about?
Sure.
Okay. That's a 9.
Okay, with a 9, the heart gives you what you desire, right? In a twisted version of it. This guy wanted family. He was alone and wanted not to be alone. And so the heart created something that would give him company and keep it. But the heart is hungry. It needs to be fed. So what is the heart getting back from this guy? You're not sure about that. So if you can figure out what the creature is getting, you could either poison the food, whatever it is, and thus kill it that way, or you could replace it and give it a substitute food supply, whatever it is. Now you don't know if it's or.
Well, if he's the keystone to this entire delusion, maybe murdering him might undo it. If he can't help bolt us into the bargain.
That's true.
Or it might have grown sufficiently powerful that it's been untethered from his insane desire.
You don't think so? Because otherwise, why is it still doing this?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Maybe. Why would it indulge if it didn't need the human? You don't think that's the kind of creature that would simply, be nice to a human
Well, he has
unless it
arcane
had
implements for binding it, so that would suggest that whatever's here.
not necessarily binding, communicating with it as well.
Communicating. Okay, so
It could be used. Those instruments are used for that style of magic. So it could be binding, could be communing with it to be able to talk to it at all.
Well, I mean,
we
if he has some kind
still
of
haven't-
pact with it, he still has to keep up his end of the pact by
Mm-hmm.
being. If he can't keep up his end of the pact, the whole thing ends.
Yeah, that you're pretty confident.
However,
about, yeah.
that could mean that this entire island gets sunk into the heart. So, we might need to prepare for what needs to be done if we're just gonna murder you.
Yeah.
I mean, we could rescue the merchant, find their stuff, if it's here at all. He might just have taken our bodies.
Yeah, you haven't fully explored the other wings, so they could be here. They're probably he probably did take the supply. So yeah, but that would take multiple trips to get all of you, the merchants, and their supplies to shore. There's probably only like one boat. So yeah.
And there's
Could be
a thing
ready.
in the water.
Chicken at the same time.
Well, I mean, if it's talking to him right now, it's not on the other side of the island guarding the
That
docks.
is true.
So you could go right now and probably escape.
Yeah, I think that might be.
But just you three, like you would not have time to
No.
do anything. Yeah, like even if you got the merchants, you would be risking that. You don't know how long he talks to this thing. He's been talking to it for a while.
Well, I know that he wants me to meet with Mother to check on her. So,
Mm-hmm.
That he's presumably not going. Whatever he's going to do, we at least have a little bit of time to wait and see and plan.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we definitely need to get an idea of where if our supplies are somewhere else in the manor, or if there are any other boats, or I don't know if he's got a mass grave somewhere where all of his other visitors have been thrown into, or
Mhm.
whatever,
or into the Maw of the Beast, but
or they're the servants.
we're running short on time, I think. What do? Do we ambush him and risk the wrath of whatever this thing is once we've killed him or stopped him?
Well, the problem is that if he's in the issue is that if he's the linchpin to this pact with the heart, then
Then the best thing to do is distract him for a bit while we free the merchants, find our stuff, get ready to get off the island, and then we do whatever.
which
So
I think I might be able to, because I'll be with him for
Gethin, do you think you can find the stuff? I can tear down those flimsy barricades and fight off any of these undead puppets if need be. Although that might trigger whatever is going on. So to rescue the merchants. But
Okay. So it sounds like so have you settled on plan? Well, we'll just do this. So what are you guys doing now? Are you going to keep waiting and just spy on him the entire meeting and then just run away right as he turns to go up the stairs? Or are you going to use this time to go back in the rest of the manor?
I think we split up.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
okay. So Lud, where are you going?
To the merchants to get them free and get them
Okay.
to the boat.
Okay, so to do that, there's no way to really stealth that because there's 4 merchants, as I mentioned, and there is a servant in that area. You have to remove a bar from each door. You don't see a way of doing it without taking that servant out. So you won't. If there's no witnesses, it's a stealth mission. Yeah, there's. Yeah, it's just going to take too long to get all 4 merchants out because you have to pull a heavy bar off the door, open the door, get the merchant out, get the next one. You don't know what state they're on. You don't know if they're groggy or unconscious or whatever. You might have to wake them up. So yeah, that's just a lot of time. But if you kill that one, there's only one servant watching them right now. You can tell that much because again, the rooftop is a lot more open there. There's a lot more holes in the roof. So You can just jump down, and if you make a kill plus cursed or wild or haven, you can one-shot the servant.
Yep. I mean that is our best move. So that's
Okay.
what I will try.
Okay, so go ahead and give
Because
me a roll.
I have no sympathy for undead puppets, strangely enough.
Well, sure.
So this would be
Kill.
delve, and wild.
No, you only get one skill.
Skills and wild.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You'll-
only one skill.
Yeah, you made your delve check earlier. You can navigate this area, no problem. So, yeah.
Right, then I'll Assassin's Creed it.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3d10.
Mm-hmm. If you have the domain, too.
Well,
Doesn't matter. The servant gets up and silently lashes out at you with a knife in their hand. For 5 blood stress, they 3 good. Yeah, it becomes 3. They got you good though. Let's see if they. But yeah, you're fine. You just get a nasty cut in. So you need to finish this fight quickly though. We'll do one more round, then we'll go to another player. So go ahead and make one more kill check.
9.
All right. They go down like a light, but you may have made some sound. Servants might be coming soon, so you need to rush. But so you start freeing the merchants. Meanwhile, Celeste, where are you heading while this is happening?
I guess I'm going to try to. I guess I'll be watching for Belcor and basically like try to intercept him when he. Like I'll still watch him as he's meeting with the creature, and then like I want to intercept him to talk.
Okay, so you're keeping eyes on the target. Okay, so that's fine. All right, so Gethin, what are you doing?
We might have like a torch system or something like that if that can send out if something happens.
Yeah, well, you have the bees, so you can alert your comrades pretty easily. So,
Could you pop that drawer while you're waiting?
Oh, yeah. You know what? Why not?
Actually, Mend would work on that. Mend plus
You
Haven.
have mends.
Yeah.
Could I use mend to cult as I use an unlocking spell?
Sure. All right. Why not? It is for occult instruments. Yeah.
Oh shit. I didn't roll on my dice, so
Yeah, you should roll one more. Oh,
All right. It triggers a trap that blasts you with a curse, a small curse, but it does 4 echo.
so I have 2 echo protection.
All right, so you only take 2 echo as your ward kicks in, and unfortunately, that is still going to trigger minor echo fallout because I rolled a 2 on a 1d12. Yep, it be like that sometimes.
Yeah,
It do. Let's take a look here. Let's see. You're by yourself. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, you just kind of disappear. You glitch out for a moment. So that's going to be fun. Meanwhile, let's see here. Gethin, what are you doing as the party splits up?
Well, I was sent off to look for our supplies, so I am
All right.
kind of doing that, but I'm also ready to take orders from my bosses if I need to, if there's anything they want done, and
Okay.
searching for one of the undead.
They don't want you to search for the supplies. They want you to search for Belker's bedroom. They think a lonely man would keep a journal.
All right, that's what I'm doing. I'm also looking for one of the undead servants to murder along the way.
Okay. Well, which is your highest priority?
What?
Yeah. What is your highest priority? To find the bedroom or a serf?
Journal. The
Okay.
murder is just about stress relieving convenience.
Okay. So you find the locked door in the south wing. and you believe it is the bedroom. So you can either try to break it down, which would cause a lot of noise and cause a servant to show up. You could you make a stealth check to. Well, the servants wouldn't really have the keys. No, they would have the keys. One servant might have the keys. You're not sure. Yeah, how are you going to get in through that locked door?
Now, with my equipment, there's heavy rucksack full of maybe stolen goods, and one of the things is mend. Can I use that?
Oh yeah, you can use that to pick the lock. Mend plus Haven, yeah.
Okay.
Just finding a skeleton key in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
2-6.
All right. Yeah. Well, you succeed at a cost. As guess what? More warding. More mystical traps trigger. Another mystical trap triggers. For 2 echo stress. As the unholy fortune power. Let's see here. So that'll put you at 2 echo stress. That will definitely trigger. Yep. So your echo stress is now actually 0. And yeah, let's see here.
He pops out of existence too.
A lot of fun echo fallout.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to give you a Hexi. Your vision swims as you start to perceive worlds other than your own layered on top of one another. Any action that requires accurate judging of distance, jumping, shooting, running down a corridor becomes risky. Once per session, you see something useful. Ask the GM what it is. So yeah.
Can we
Let's
say
see.
my masters have kind of taken over, and I'm just kind of in the passenger seat now?
No, you're still in control. They just you can.
Your eyes.
Yeah, just your eyes.
They control my eyes.
Instead of just being drunk and having double vision, you have now triple vision as you observe other
Yeah,
facets
magic
of reality.
radiations mutated your optic nerve, and they can perceive parallel universes. So that's probably
Nice.
pretty great to
Yeah.
look at.
But you get in the bedroom, and you do find a journal. So the your masters are very eager for that.
Well, it's a good thing you don't need to read it or anything.
Yeah. You open the pages and you read multiple versions of it. You're not sure which is the right one. You're seeing different variations of the same book in different timelines. So yeah, yeah. Imagine seeing like 5 versions of the same page, just written in different ways. So yeah, you don't know which is the right one in you don't know which one is your timeline, so you can't read it. Good job. Let's see here. Meanwhile, Lud, you have gotten the merchants free. They're irritated and angry, but they're also scared and eager to get the fuck out of here. They'll give you double coin if you can get their supplies back, but if they want their lives, they'll pay you just to get them out of there alive. So you'll get paid just getting them out, but you'll get double pay if you can actually get the supplies back. Yeah.
Well, then the question is, do they want an escort down to the boat, or do they want me to go and look for the supplies and get it?
Is the way to the boat clear?
We haven't checked, so.
Okay, well, check first, and if it is, we can go down. They grab the knife. One of them grabs the knife from the dead servant. But yeah, if check to see if it is. So you now you'll have to give me a new fresh delve check to parkour your way to scout out the way.
All right, so wild. That's a 10.
All right, you can use that to give a mastery die on your. There is a servant in the way. If you want to ambush the servant, you can do a jumping attack on them and get a master die for that attack.
Yeah, with your chainsaw.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's loud. I forgot.
Only
Yeah.
if it is loud, but
Yeah.
it triggers fortune only when it's
Well,
max.
it adds fortune stress, so
Okay.
It's he has to roll for Fallout anytime you add stress. So like it's always gonna.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and make an attack roll with an extra die.
All right, so that's the kill, wild, one normal, and mastery die.
Yeah, so 4 dice. Yep.
Nice.
All right, that's another dead servant. So the merchants will meet you at the docks, and they'll wait as long as they can. But if they hear that, they're kind of skittish right now. So yeah.
Shouldn't I roll to see if I get fortune stress?
Oh yeah. Roll damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
No fortune stress. I can roll for the previous one.
You normally roll only 2d8
Well,
because
it's a riddle. Isn't it? Riddle,
it's normal die size is d8.
2d8. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll
No
roll
worries.
Again.
Yep. All right, you're fine. These things have 2-1 stress. They're minions. But they you killed the shit out of it. Very good. So the merchants are out. They're hustling to the dock. Let's see here. Meanwhile, Belcor's meeting has ended. He's beginning to ascend the stairs. So actually that's what happens is you glitch in right before Belcor is going to see you, Gethin. So, Or no, Celeste. Yeah, sorry, Celeste, yeah. Celeste...
I might actually have a thing for this.
Okay.
So one of my abilities is Appistambulation, which is basically once per session while on a delve, I can opt to fall asleep and let the bees inside me steer me. So I would like to basically do that to pretend that I'm sleepwalking.
Okay, all right. So Belcar is confused, and does not know how to deal with
now because the bees are controlling me now. So
yeah, so the bees kind of figured out your intent that you didn't want to attack Belcor, but you're kind of slowly walking around. They're not super smart. I mean, they're bees, so Belcor is confused.
They're trying to do buzzing, like snoring sounds, but buzzing. So
yeah. So Belcor is calling to a servant. Gethin, you hear Belcor like, "Sister, what is wrong? Oh, you appear to be asleep yet walking." Yeah. Yeah.
Celeste, where did you go?
Okay, so yeah. Oh, brother, what is wrong with sister?
She has this thing. I'll say that we've done this bit before. Sometimes it's the bees. They control her sometimes at night. I'll take her.
Oh, I see. That is most unfortunate. I had no idea. Clearly, you all need more rest. You should stay here a while. But yes, please take her back. I must retire to my room. It is late. Gethin, you realize you only have a head start, but he's probably going to start writing in his journal immediately, realize it's missing, and then get probably pretty suspicious. So, you got a bit of a head start. So, meanwhile, Lud, you've cleared a pass for the merchant. You let them out. All right, give me a discern plus wild or haven check to see if you can locate the supplies.
All right. That's a fail.
All right, so you do not. And at this point, all three of you catch up. You're back in the dining room area. Gethin, Celeste is on autopilot right now. I will say, Adaptive, you can, like, the bees would clearly do this in this situation. What are you guys gonna do? You probably don't have much time before Belcor wises up.
I don't know how to explain why, but he's ought to know that we're doing something. It's probably time to leave.
I would like to point out that I had a fail here.
Yeah. Well, that means you don't. That was just a discern. That doesn't cause stress. Just means you didn't find the supplies. So you can keep looking, or you can leave out the front door and catch up with the merchants.
Yeah, in which case I'll look
to... He clearly burned the supplies.
That doesn't make
absolutely
any
didn't think I
sense
said I was going
whatsoever, but okay. I'm not going to argue. Like, I do want out of there.
Okay. All right. So the three of you leave. It sounds like. And
Well, do
in
we
the
want to take any steps like burning
Oh.
down the house?
Well,
it is mostly
thought,
stone, but yeah.
I thought we were going to confront him, actually.
Yeah,
That's probably a
But
good idea.
Celeste is kind of out of it, and she was supposed to be distracting him, so I don't know what's going on there.
Okay. So
well,
you
remember
use
we?
Celeste
Well,
as
I
a
guess
trap.
yeah. Everything's moving fast. So
yeah. You can make a stand in the dining room.
I mean,
yeah,
so
I guess
do we want to use Celeste as a trap? Leave her in the middle of the room so that when Belcor comes charging out to scream at us and finds Celeste, and we can wait and see and take him out from behind or something.
Okay.
I suppose, get in position.
that
I
makes sense.
can't really hide,
Okay.
but I can climb, so I can get
Okay.
in a kill position.
All
I
right.
put a thumbs up.
All right. So Celeste stays out in the middle of the dining room to serve as a bait, and Gethin and Lud
Blood
both
is
have.
in a chandelier in his armor,
Yeah.
and it's like creaking.
Yeah, exactly. Lud, give me a delve check, and Gethin, give me a stealth check. This will determine how effective your ambush is.
How long does this in between? Like, is this a few hours? Does this all take a few hours?
I'll say you can. The bees can wake you up whenever. You're
It's just that, like,
you-
if I basically I like slept so I can refresh a little. I can refresh a d6, which I only have one. So.
Okay. Yeah, you can refresh 1d6 and something.
Oh god, yeah, it was.
Well, yeah, fortune, yes. All right.
I took a little nap.
Yeah.
Can if we have like a moment, can I also do a thing?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. Looks like that worked.
All right. So yeah. So Gethin's stealth works quite well. So does Lud's delve. So you're both well positioned for an ambush. And Lud, you wanted to do something else?
Yeah, as like I prepare to climb up, as I've been stabbed, I'm gonna take those inch-long train screws and kind of like pop them into a hatch in my armor, and they kind of like rattle around a bit in the armor, and you hear like some noises on the inside of my armor, and then the bleeding suddenly stops,
Yeah, you get a super
and I
trigger
wince.
Yeah. Nice.
This is a 1 per session use of Vermisian plate, which can heal blood by consuming a resource with tech domain and roll the dice. So
Okay.
I have 1d4, and I have 3 blood stress. I only heal 1, really, so I
Well,
don't do that much, but it reduces a bit.
yeah, it's something. So every bit helps, and the Belcor comes in clearly furious. He looks straight at Celeste, as like, Celeste, you need to wake up. You took something from me, I believe.
I did?
Yes, a book. You went into my bedroom. I'm not sure how. You must have done that while you were sleepwalking. Give me my
sorry
book
for that.
back.
Let
Yes.
me see if could we have with some foresight given me the book, or I guess yeah.
I would allow that. You're pretty clever delvers. So yeah.
Yes, brother. Yes. Here's your book, brother. I'm sorry. I don't think I. Looks like it's still closed. I don't think I read anything in it since I was asleep.
Okay. So
I just set it right under where, like, at the X mark.
yeah.
And yeah, I'd like to roll compel just to like calm him down. Like, yeah, this is just a genuine misunderstanding.
Okay.
No harm done.
All right. If you succeed, the ambushers will get a master die on their first attack. If you fail, though, he'll just realize the ambush is happening. So, yeah.
Okay.
No.
Standard difficulty.
Yeah.
Okay. 6.
Okay. So it succeeds, but you're going to take D4 mind stress from the tension as you realize you're in the way of the that is a lot of mind stress.
I got a
So
special thing for it, so hopefully if I survive it.
all right, yeah, you're fine. Yeah, just 4 mind stress. So yeah, both of you can make an attack roll with a master die. As you launch your attack simultaneously, Lud comes down from the ceiling, from the chandelier, swinging the chainsaw. And Gethin, what are you using? Are you using? If you're using the rifle, actually, you will. It is still risky for you because you have Hexeye, I believe. So.
I could do a thing to help him.
No, you're focused on talking.
Okay.
You can't really. Yeah, you
Well,
can't
I'll
really.
do that
Yeah,
next
I-
round.
Yeah.
I was gonna use the rifle, so I guess it will be risky.
Yep. But you get a master die, so you get an extra die. But you drop your highest one. So. Yep.
6.
Yeah, good thing you had that master die.
Exactly.
Yeah. And let's see here. Go ahead. Yeah. You actually won't take stress because it's a range attack and this is an ambush. He doesn't have an ability to hit you back. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And Lud, you can roll your attack as well.
Yeah, I'm just a bit uncertain.
You have kill and a master die, so that's a minimum of 3 dice. If you have Haven or Wild, that would work as well.
Wild would be the one.
Okay.
So 4.
4 dice.
Another 6.
Yep. And you don't take. You're using a melee attack, so he will be able to lash back at you. The ranged attack will definitely not. So both of you can roll stress inflicted first, and then.
1.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So your gun, though, I believe,
Yeah,
has some
that's
stuff.
expensive,
Yeah, that's
so I take
expensive,
supply
so.
stress.
Yeah. So you'll take a D6 stress. Yeah.
I suppose.
Okay. So we'll do that first. 2 supply stress. Yeah, you're fine. Let's see here. Gethin, you're at 5 fortune stress. Not 5 supply stress. Sorry, because you had 3 of each. All right. So and then both of you slam into him. Your shot. Your chainsaw only nicks him as he dodges at the last second, as he has lightning fast reflexes and lashes out at you with a long wicked knife that inflicts 6 blood stress to you, Lud. So
I'm up on 8 plus 1 fortune, so that's 9 in total.
And
That's
so that will be
major, isn't it?
It is a major blood fallout, so you'll wipe all your stress. And let's see here. Probably arterial wound, bleeding, D6 at the end of every situation. So, yep.
Well, I'm gonna say not yet.
Okay.
Activate to avoid suffering the effects of blood fallout for the rest of this situation.
Okay, so you will not
the first
take.
situation
yeah.
is free.
Yep. So you won't take D6 fallout, blood fallout at the end of this fight, but you will take it, in future scenes. Yeah. So you it nicks a major artery, but you're like, not yet.
Well, it's more like I'm holding my arm in a position that won't make me bleed out.
Yeah. He's heavily wounded, but he is still up. So we'll just go into combat. Celeste, you're right next to him. He's not focused on you yet. So you can go first.
Okay. I would like to use Unchaos, so I can roll Mend plus Occult, and on a success, I can, for either myself or one ally, treats risky actions as standard actions, as probabilities coalesce around you and crystallize at your feet. So I'm going to give Gethin his eyesight back.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, that's a 10.
Yeah, that's a 10. So yeah, your Gethin, your eyes temporarily heal, so you can shoot normally.
Like, the probabilities like fix in a way so that it's more likely that he hits with this gun.
Yeah.
He can actually see the facets a bit differently. It's like seeing it through a bee's eyes, and he knows which lens is the real one.
So you can shoot Belkor with a standard. He's a big guy, even though you're firing the melee, so you can roll standard kill check, kill plus wild. All right, you lost the master die because that was just for the ambush.
Right. And
Yeah. And that fucking hits, and it's not risky because of that. So that goes from a miss to a hit. So go ahead and roll damage. That is going to be upgraded to a D10.
Oof. 9.
9. He falls down on the ground. 2 big rifle holes in him. He seems to be dead.
First kill of the day. Yeah.
Well, the linchpin is gone. Let's see what happens with the... Let's see what happens with the island.
That's... You kind of wait for a moment, then you hear shrieking coming from the south. Unholy, natural shrieking. Lud, you look down at the corpse and you can see sinews and flesh mending itself.
Oh, that is not good. I spin up the chainsaw.
Okay. He is helpless right now, so you can cut up the body and destroy it if you want to.
Yeah, and I can also use my bees to like turn it to crystal and shit.
Okay. So the creature is roaring. You've tried to save Belkor, but obviously you're pretty observant. You're like, no, fuck this. And that's when you hear the manor shake as something from the south slams into it.
Well, they're
we should go north.
Melkor, I'm grabbing the book, by the way.
Yeah. You grab the book. All three of you give me delve checks. Delve plus wild. This is the time you run, and it's risky for you, Gethin, because actually no, you get. No, I guess no. I'm gonna.
Is it still the same situation?
Yeah, I would say it's still the same situation.
Okay.
So you don't actually. You don't. It's not risky for you.
Well,
okay.
I don't have delve, so it's 1 for me, and I got a 1.
Okay. Gethin falls and slams into the wall. He is trapped in the manor.
A little drunk.
Celeste, you're way ahead of the group. You actually, with your critical, you can grab Gethin and carry him with you.
Yes, in fact, I would like to rescue someone from peril. As this is,
okay.
That's for me.
All right, so you two are farther back. Lud, you're slogging ahead. Despite your armor, you're at the head of the pack as you're running.
Despite holding my blood in through sheer force of will.
Yeah. So all of you are running, but because there is just a howl and something in language and an ancient like tongue that none of you have heard, a wave of unholy energy, of unnatural energy, a curse is pronounced upon the three of you.
I trigger my etheric field.
Okay. Does that give you echo protection?
Activate this field to gain +3 echo protection for the rest of the duration and deal damage equal to your new echo protection to all adversaries nearby.
Okay, well, it is not nearby. It is sort of a ranged curse, but you do gain that echo protection. So each of you can give me an evade or endure plus cursed check to try and mitigate the effects of it.
Yeah, so for my advance for going back to save Gethin, I'd like to take Thrice Warded, which will give me the Cursed Domain.
Okay. Yeah. Endure or evade plus cursed.
Okay, I just have the Cursed Domain, so...
Okay.
I have an 8.
All right. Yeah, that actually kicks in and protects you from it. Scribbly does not
unconsciously start etching words into my.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They're drawing little elder signs on your rib cage. So, Gethin, I just need yours.
Do I get the bonus yet for getting the book from my bosses?
Sure.
Okay, then I get to. Done.
All right. So only Leto is actually affected by the curse. So that is just going to. You have 3 echo protection. You said.
Yep. So that's 1.
Yep, that is 1. So unless I roll a 1, close. The curse singes your hairs, but does little else. The 3 of you make it to the boat.
There's a tiny light flickering on my armor, going whoop whoop whoop.
No, you don't have to roll to get across the river. The monster's on the other side of the island, and it's not that fast. It can't go. Yeah, it's thrashing the manor. So the 7 of you flop onto the shore and run as far as your legs can carry you away from the river onto Sonderwood, and. There's just running and running and running. Sheer fear of the thing carries you. The adrenaline carries you to the doors of the temple community, to the temple, and
at which point I collapse of blood loss.
Yes, fortunately they are able to treat you. Actually, I will give you 1 more d6 of blood. Yeah. Oof. And this is not something that can be blocked by armor. But yeah, they're able to treat you. You didn't take any more fallout from that, so you're fine. And yeah, so you made it, and the merchants are so glad to be alive that they give you your pay. Nope, you did not.
I mean, if you're clever, you have insurance of some kind. Stuff sewn into your clothes.
Well, we didn't get it. We're not so insecure that one bad caravan trip is going to ruin us. It's a setback, but we can get a loan and.
I mean, they're probably like the debt cleric, like usury cleric, so Incarnadine. So.
Yeah, and Celeste, you're in debt to them anyway, so actually you don't get paid. They just call it off, they call it even. So you can lose the debtor thing, but you don't get any money from this.
What was it that we were getting?
2d6 coins. It was supposed to be a simple job. Yeah. And Gethin, your employers do want you to lie and say that you dropped the book, and then secretly give it to them. So,
I don't know, but at least I saved Gethin, and I can do heroic shit. So I guess I kind of feel okay about that now.
Yeah,
I saved all. I was pretty.
Yeah.
So.
I think this is like the start of a beautiful friendship type thing. We worked through some shit. We actually all survived. We acted competently with one another, more or less. So, this might work out.
Some useful rubes.
Yeah, and you can always head back to that island and try and loot it. There's bound to be a ton of treasure. Those supplies back there. Probably the creatures left at this point. Whatever it was, maybe.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait for a bit.
Yeah. But yeah, that was Blood is Sicker.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So Belcor was the creature was basically not quite an angel, but sort of a unique monster I came up with that. Basically, it lived off. It was an emotional vampire. It lived. So it lived off all of his good memories and emotions and. And so it needed him to get more people, and basically it would kidnap people. They would have to, if they played along, they would just slowly be drained by the emotional vampire until they were husks, and they died and became the servants.
Yeah,
And
I thought it was the drowned queen for a second because it is kind of described in a similar way.
okay. Actually, I don't think I've read that particular entry. Is that in the
So
main
it's
book?
it's one of the it's in the drowned scenario, but it's one of the patrons for the junk mage that you can pick.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like an undead. Uh, it's an undead eel monster, and like in the drowned scenario, which is in the quick start, they describe it as like it appears as a princess, but really the princess is like a lure for a giant colossal eel monster.
Okay.
So I thought it was, and then she also has like powers over undead and like the ocean and stuff. So that's what
Yeah.
I thought it was at first.
Yeah, I didn't get that far. It's just like, well, the heart gives you what you want, and lonely guy, and so the problem being like the guy's just treating you like family. You don't know exactly where you are, and you don't know what fuck's going on. What do you do? And that's it. Pretty simple.
I
But
think
yeah.
we were pretty heartless in just deciding to kill him. But on the balance, we did the smart Delver type thing. Like, don't encounter the actual monster, get rid of the guy, and just run.
Yeah, it's just run. I mean, like he was a monster. He was also killing and manipulating people and preying on them. So like he was bad.
That was kind of my like rationale. Was like, especially like he had the merchants were like drugged and chained, and it was like,
yeah. The merchants will. If you talk to the merchants woke up before you and basically like acted like a normal person. Be like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know you. We're not family. And so he drugged them again and just like
it's easier to deal with them when they're
yeah, he basically would have kept like threatening and coercing them into playing along.
But he was kind of crazy because he couldn't
Oh,
discern
yeah.
we'd seen through him.
Well, like his backstory is that if you'd asked him, he was a mercenary captain on the surface and committed a lot of atrocities, was very violent, betrayed his friends, and was totally alone, and then just a waste of a human being, but very good at murder. And then he went into the heart. The heart sensed his desire and gave him this. So basically a very very bad murderous person and very good at murder. But yeah.
No wonder Gethin and he got along so splendidly.
I think actually
yeah.
you could enhance the scenario by making it a bit more ambiguous that he's a bad guy, or even if he is a bad guy at all.
yeah
Because he could just be some innocent person caught up in it.
Well, I mean, I didn't really tell you that stuff. So like you didn't know if he was a victim or not. That's true.
What you're really doing now is solving our conscience, and you could have just left it up in the air whether it was bad or not.
Yeah, I could have done this more. Like you could have also like, hey, it's had more encounters. Like, hey, you have to do some chores around the house, and had you go do weird shit around the manor.
Or weirdly touching shit, like putting flowers at his father's grave or something like that. Like things that humanizes him more than what is currently going on.
Yeah,
but yeah,
well, I kind of got that when I stripped away like all the acting during dinner.
Using the intoxicant thing. Yeah.
I always love these. Like, I love like Spire and Heart, and I love like all these little tricks and that they your characters can give. Because I've GM'd a bunch of Heart, but I haven't actually gotten a chance. I've only done like 2 times to play. This is like the second time I've only ever played it, so it's always nice to do. I love the Spire Heart setting a lot. It's like
I do like it too. Yeah, obviously. But yeah, cool. Well, I'm glad you guys like this. I'm definitely gonna run more Heart in the future. Sorry.
If I could add in something that
sure,
I did like the opportunity to kind of like add in my own weird spins on the power.
Yeah, there is
these kinds
like
of games are good for that. Like implying that the nails actually kind of were drilled into his skin to fix his and he's stuck in this armor and like telling the tale there. And just that I managed to like drop in the little bit tidbit about he killed a nature god and that's why he's here.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was nice.
Yeah.
There's like one other thing. I guess like my only like criticism is like make sure to like at the beginning of the session to ask what the beats the players want to have happen to them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because like normally, like at the beginning of the session, you ask players, okay, what are 2 beats you want to have happen, and then like you as like the GM, try to give opportunities for us to fulfill those.
Yeah, I mean, I do that. Yeah.
Which we did because like we look for opportunities to get that, but like that's just the normal way that it's.
Yeah,
My
I mean,
second
like,
one was repair something, but I didn't.
That
get
was
the
like a
chance.
really minor. That's like a really minor thing, but
yeah, I do that with the campaign, but yeah, like fair enough. I will keep that in mind for future sessions because I'll definitely run this more in the future because it's very easy to run for one shots. Actually, yeah,
It was definitely enjoyable to be able to like, just pick a power in the middle. Like if that's your reward for playing this one shot. If you manage to hit a story beat, you get an extra power that might help you.
yeah.
Like the wild thing helped me out immensely because you just settled that this is wild.
Yep.
I could roll a lot more confidently for several things.
Yeah. No, that also a good point. So cool. Well, thank you all for playing.
I gotta say, I had a blast.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really enjoyed the rule system, and I kind of like the freedom as to follow up on Scribbligans. That it kind of reminds me of Monster of the Week, not in the play style, but in the sense of you're generally given a description of what this ability is, and then you're gonna make it your own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
it's a great. Like I love Inspired Heart. I love the setting.
Yeah.
Of the games. Like I'm Inspire. So like.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna run it next month for sure. So yeah. But yeah, cool. Well, thank you all for listening, or for playing, and those of you who are listening. And of course, tomorrow, September 13th, I'm going to be doing another live stream, but this is going to be a live stream where we look at RPG PDFs with Baz and Aaron, so that'll be fun. But yeah, we'll talk to you all later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.